Hi, Leo. Welcome to February. Um, those eclipses, man, I know that you guys are glad to have all of the Leo eclipses done. Like this cycle is finally completed after several years of constantly being reborn, right? It's like over and over and over again, constantly being reborn, having to find your purpose, having to leave things behind, eclipsing people out of your life. And it was fun. I was over at a friend's house last night, and I got to spend time with a lovely little Leo boy who had a pretty rough week after the eclipses. He was in gym class and was playing and fell and like hit his head so hard that he ended up with a minor concussion. And so, but like you would not have guessed that last night. He's fine. He's perfectly fine. Everything came out normal. But he has this amazing crystal collection, and he actually gave me a blue quartz crystal, which is beautiful. But you never would have guessed. He like bounced back like that. And I love that Leo energy. That's like, I'm raising a little Leo myself. My cards are upside down. I'm raising a little Leo myself, and there's always this sense of fun and playfulness and just pure love and heart. And he kept on saying, no, I want you to take a crystal, just take. And I was like, this is an amazing collection. You really need to like look into these and research all. I mean, it was amazing, the crystals that he had. And he just wanted me to take one. He wanted me to take one. So I chose the blue crystal quartz because I love quartz, any kind of quartz, clear quartz, rose quartz, any of it. And the healing properties of it, and he kept saying that that's such a pretty color for you. And so anyways, just being around the Leo energy can make a person be in a better mood. And, I know that there are going to be cross watchers who are like, oh my God, I was hurt by Leo. Yes, some Leos are not perfect. We're not perfect. We all go through the things in life. The first card that came out is the Devil. So you could be dealing with a Capricorn energy, an Earth energy. This is also all about the karma that we are dealing with right now, the needing to let go of the toxic phase in our life, the toxic people in our life. And I think the eclipses have really shown you guys where releasing expectations of people and allowing, like, yes, it's growth after growth after growth after growth. And when the universe puts you in a test formation like this and wants you to grow from things, it's not always easy. I need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. And we've talked about, like, in Vedic astrology, I am so much Leo energy that I understand the heart of where you guys come from. I understand, like my birthday is August 30th, so I'm just right outside of Leo season. And sorry about this. No more distractions. Because you can get distracted easily. And then we have the Four of Swords. So this is kind of exactly what I'm saying. It's really, if you're feeling really overwhelmed after this final eclipse, take a time out. I'm really urging you to take a time out because it's exhausting. And I know that you guys want to just like get your stuff done and go. And I've told you to be patient before. And it's not that I want you to be patient. I want you to be very open to everything that you want to do. I want you to be the go-getters, but I also want you to kind of chill. And the reason why I want you to chill is because these were some really harsh lessons that you've had to learn the last couple of years. Not just in January with the eclipses, but it's really been, I mean, let's go all the way back to the full solar eclipse in 2017, in August of 2017. That was quite a really big shift that we all went through. And you guys were directly impacted with it being in your sign. So, the reason why I want you to rest is because there are a lot of decisions for you to make. And there are a lot of places for you to go and to grow. With the Two of Wands, if you look at this guy, he has the world in his hands. And even now, I want to talk really, really fast and like get you guys through the reading, but I also am forcing myself to slow down. And it's all in a way of showing you guys how boundaries really are important right now. And don't forget the lessons that you learned. And that's why I want you to take a time out, because the Seven of Wands is saying standing up for yourself right now and for what your future holds and where you want to go and what you want to accomplish and what you want to do is huge. I mean, you have completed a really big cycle, and everything is kind of unfolding right in front of you. And I don't want you to miss something because you're going too fast, right? I don't want you to miss something because you're going too fast. That's a good way. There we go. See, here you go. Like I just said, King of Wands, that very strong, stable, confident, fiery, I know what I want to do, I want to go out and do it energy. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles right after the King of Wands. So definitely slowing down, definitely kind of taking this pause moment, because the Knight of Pentacles is still moving forward. There could be this earth sign that does want to offer you something, and I kind of feel like you're not on the fence about it. You really actually want to go for it, but I think that you're being asked to pause within this as well. I feel like you're in a state of so many plans and so many opportunities and so many things moving forward that if you don't take that dramatic pause in life, you can miss a step. And the Knight of Pentacles does not miss a step. The Knight of Pentacles is so slow. The Knight of Pentacles is that forward movement, that forward motion that will not skip a step. So let's see what this Devil energy is. I feel like a lot of it is karma. I feel like, and it could have to do with an air sign. Past air sign, could be a past relationship that you felt really changed you in a lot of ways. And the King of Swords is Aquarius energy because it's fixed. So you could have been dealing with an Aquarius or just somebody who was really cold towards you, but they changed you for the better. It might have been really painful. It might have been really, really hurtful. And this doesn't have to be something that was recent. This could have been something that was, again, like years ago, that you're still, there's like remnants of it that are just kind of hanging out. And you're recognizing that maybe you still have some triggers that happened to you because of something that happened in the past. And that's where I want you to take that dramatic pause and be like, okay, what is it that's still triggering me? What is it that I feel like I still need to heal from this situation? How do I move forward now? Because, again, you are planting the seeds. I know you guys don't want to hear the word patience. I know you don't want to hear that. But sometimes patience is required to get everything that you want. And if you have the Seven of Pentacles on the Four of Swords, if you have long-term goals, if you have things that you want to accomplish, that you want to last forever, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether, you know, whatever it is that your soul is calling you to do right now, cultivating that, planting those seeds and watching them grow and cultivating it is going to take time. You don't want to jump into something really, really fast and then recognize that you overshot the arrow. Like maybe you had plans in Sagittarius season, because I really want to say overshot the arrow. And in Sagittarius season, we, you know, the arrow, right? And things started to start moving forward. And then the eclipse came and it said, wait a second, you still have some lessons you have to learn. We need to remove these fears out of your life. We need to remove these painful barriers that you've had, these walls that you built up around you. You know, we've talked about in the past, and this was actually like a last year reading that I did, how you have such thick skin, right? You have such thick skin, but on the inside, you're just a mush. You're just all mushy. So when we are on the precipice of new beginnings, or when we are on the precipice of like having a new direction or bringing new things into our life, you want to take that pause because you don't want to go back and have to learn the lessons all over again. Sorry, this t-shirt, it's like whenever I wear like a cut of t-shirt that's not like a woman, because I'm like so curvy, it's kind of can be a little uncomfortable, but I love it because the fabric is comfortable, but the cut is not. Ah, and this is what you're cultivating. I see it now. I see it, I see it, I see it. Um, and this makes a lot of sense because if you have been in relationships in the past, Two of Cups on the Two of Wands, you have big decisions that you want to make. There could be, maybe the air sign in your life or the Capricorn in your life is the person that you want to have long-term goals and long-term plans with, but there have been missteps along the way. It could be that you're still trying to remove this energy because you want to cultivate and you want to start a new energy. But you do feel like you're on pause right now, and I know how frustrating that can be. I know how frustrating, especially for a fire sign. I don't care how fixed you are when you're a fixed fire sign. I mean, it takes a lot to contain fire. So even if you're in a very fixed mode, you have to build up a lot of walls to contain that. And I think that you guys are building those healthy boundaries, and you're allowing yourself to have those big victories in your life, whether it be a new relationship, whether it be oh, look at that. The Lovers is at the bottom of the deck. Six of Wands on the Seven of Wands. You're allowing yourself to have these big victories. You're rising above all of the people that kept saying, you can't do it. You can't do it. You're not going to be able to do this. But you know you can do it. You know deep down that you can do it. You know that you have it all under control. And maybe not all under control, but you're getting there. So, be confident and courageous during this time. Take the risks needed. The Six of Wands is all about marriage and loyalty and being in the public eye and showing people who you are. And we know that Leos love to be seen. And I don't think that you guys are going to be taking any more shit from people anymore. I like honestly feel this eclipse season impacted you in a way where you're like, you know what? I'm going to live my life. And if you don't like it, you don't have to join me. Simple as that. And if you do want to join me, then you kind of have to prove it. You kind of have to prove your worth to me. So, and there's a really big balancing out. So if you're dealing with a Libra also, I think you're kind of you're being very strong and courageous when it comes to balancing your karmic life out. And you're being very strong and courageous against people of authority, and if there is a Libra in your life, you're being strong and courageous against that as well. So the Knight of Pentacles is asking you to slow down, keep moving forward and slow down, because things are still happening. And that's the thing is you're still seeing the victories happen, even if they're small victories before the big victory happens. You're still seeing it all unfold. It just may not be happening fast enough for you. Your energy is really, really great for February. It's like on point. It's you're ready to go. But I really want to urge you to also, and I feel like also some of you, if you don't rest, you might get sick. I don't know where that's coming from, but I do feel like this need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. The Four of Swords is all about healing. It's about meditating. It's about taking that pause. See what I mean? How, like, if you allow yourself to move forward in a direction that's at a pace that may not be 100% comfortable for you, but it's still creating small victories, you get to the Ten of Pentacles, And it's the right kind of 10 of Pentacles. It's not like the get rich quick and then you lose it all kind of thing. It's not like the pyramid scheme. It's not like, buying a lottery ticket and then realizing after you win the lottery, you have to give, 60% of it to taxes, or, you know what I mean? It's not like that. This is something that the 10 of Pentacles is long-term goals. The 10 of Pentacles is long-term stability. The 10 of Pentacles is long-term happiness and being in a family environment that makes you feel really, really good. And the Knight of Pentacles is telling you, you are taking the steps forward in order to do it. Trust yourself during this time. And if you're cultivating a relationship right now and you are allowing yourself to look in a direction that is a long-term future with somebody else, you're building that in a really stable and steady way. So don't jump the gun, right? Oh, look at that. More standing still. So we have the Hanged Man and the Hermit. I almost said the Virgo. The Nine of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, Magician, Knight of Wands, Five of Swords, Seven of Swords, Six of Cups. So there's a feeling in February, if you do feel like you're on pause with a Virgo, possibly, I kind of feel like it's because you have been through so much. Nine of Wands, right? You have been through so incredibly much in the last couple of years that I feel like this is on purpose. I feel like this, you're kind of looking at it in a different way. This is, if you look at, and Mercury is going into Pisces as well, which is interesting because Virgo actually got the Hanged Man as the first card that came out at the bottom of the deck as well. So Mercury is moving into Pisces, and I do feel like this is going to be a very creative time for a lot of people. Everybody says that Mercury's kind of in detriment in Pisces, and it does slow down the thinking, but it slows down the thinking in order for us to think differently. Like, it's not all about being like slow and obnoxious and not moving in a direction we all need to go in. It's about going inward. So if you're not dealing with a Virgo or a Pisces, this is all about going inward and finding the path that you want to go on, because you're done with the fight. Like, you have fought the good fight with the Nine of Wands. Like, you've gone through what you've needed to go through, and you're becoming extremely abundant on your own. And becoming extremely abundant on your own brings you to the Ten of Pentacles, where you're abundant with family and where you're abundant with loved ones. It's not just about being on your own all the time, right? This is like the first step, because a lot of people think that in order for them to get to the Ten of Pentacles, they need everybody else's help, except, I tell people all the time, I wanted to use the word preach, but I hope it's not preaching. I tell people all the time, like, before you can be abundant with everybody else, you need to be abundant with yourself. You need to be abundant inside, because you want the Ten of Pentacles to be real. You don't want it to be like really pretty on the outside and then a big old mess on the inside. You want it to be something that's very authentic and very real. And I think that you have people around you that are helping you manifest with the Three of Pentacles. You're still doing it on your own, but I think that you kind of have like that team behind you in order to move things in a different direction. If you have ideas, if you're trying to cultivate ideas, try not to do that thing that you guys really like to do, where you come into an idea and then it leaves just as fast as it gets there, right? The Knight of Wands, again, the Magician is Virgo energy. It's Sagittarius energy. It's Gemini energy. It's manifestation at its finest. It's alchemy, right? And I feel like you guys are really alchemizing a lot of things in your life, which means you're making things happen in the reality. You're thinking it all up in your creative brain, but you're actually making it happen in the reality. I don't want you to keep on second guessing yourself. Like, I don't want you to do that thing where you come up with a really good idea and then you like knock yourself off your pedestal or knock yourself down off of it. And I feel like the reason why you would do that is because you keep going back into the past at all the times that you've been hurt and betrayed. And then you give your energy to that space, right? You give your energy to a space of, well, I wasn't able to do it before. What makes me think I can do it now? Kind of thing, you know? I don't want you to lie to yourselves right now. And if there are people from your past that show up and you have to place boundaries around them, I don't want you to feel guilty, because the Seven of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Six of Cups. For those of you that don't actually watch the video and just listen, I should probably tell you the cards that are coming up. For me, the Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords can be deception. But with the Six of Cups, I feel like this is past deception. I feel like either you've deceived yourself or somebody else deceived you in your past, or people from your past keep coming back and trying to knock you down. And that's where you're like second guessing yourself. That's where you're questioning all of your stuff. Don't give your energy away to people, places, and things, right? With the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles asks you, where are you placing your energy? Are you giving it to people, places, and things that are giving back to you? Or are you giving it to people, places, and things that are just going to knock you off your pedestal and tell you that you can't do it, right? So we also have the Page of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, the High Priestess. Okay. And this is again where we, you know, if you do give your energy, I feel like there's going to be a moment in February with, so we have Page of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, and the High Priestess. I feel like there's going to be a moment where the confusion becomes very clear. And it could be because of a Pisces. It could be because of an earth sign. But just the fact, like, you cut out all the negatives, all of the heartache, all of the pain from the past with the Ace of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Two of Swords. It's like you finally become aware of that final wound that needs to be healed, and you take those swords out of the Three of Swords and you don't allow it to control you anymore. And maybe you weren't even recognizing that it was controlling you. Maybe you weren't even seeing that you were putting your energy into this existence of, I'm not good enough because so-and-so told me this 6 years ago, 7 years ago. You know, I feel like this Three of Swords is more like, yes, it's kind of present in your life right now, but it's not because of, it's all because of past stuff that is still kind of coming out of the shadows of the eclipse. Because the eclipse wants to show you everything you need to leave behind, and that includes even old wounds and old feelings. Even if that person isn't in your life anymore, or that situation isn't in your life anymore, the eclipse is trying to show you where you need to pull the swords out and let those wounds finally heal. And it may, and again, if it's somebody who is, if it is very present because there's a particular person that's present in your life, I kind of feel like for most of you, this is like an old thing that is being rehashed through February, so you can move on to something new or renew something. Like, maybe if it's with a present person, it's because you guys keep rehashing this old fight over and over and over again, and you need to heal that wound and like let it go. So you can just move on and have this kind of renewal in a relationship. If it's not something new, I feel like it is a past pain, a past hurt of either somebody who has just left your life or has been out of your life for quite some time, but you're still holding on to some kind of bitterness or anger or resentment. And I say it all the time that there's absolutely no way that you can move forward. Bitterness and anger and resentment have no place in prosperity in the future. You won't forget. You're not supposed to forget. You learned the lesson. You have to remember that lesson. If you forgot all the things that happened to you in the past, how are you going to remember that lesson if it ever comes up again? Right? How are you going to remember, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go that direction anymore. You're never going to forget. And maybe you do forget. Maybe it does fade with time. Sometimes it does. It's the forgiveness that's the biggest part. You have got to let it go. You have to allow yourself to open up to new possibilities. And the only way to do that, sometimes you're blocking yourself by not forgiving others in your life and by not forgiving other situations in your life, or even forgiving yourself. Maybe it's a pain that maybe you've hurt yourself. It's possible, right? Self-sabotage sometimes is, very prevalent. So, February looks really, really good. You guys have so much coming. You guys have a lot already, like right in front of you. You have a lot already in front of you. I don't want to keep saying it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, because I feel like it's already here. I just think that you need to recognize that even in the small wins, they're big. Like even in the small, like even with, it doesn't have to be this huge windfall for your whole life to change. You can have very small wins along the way and watch how your life is unfolding and changing along the way. It doesn't have to be all at once. Sometimes it is all at once, but I think that you're manifesting in a really great way. I think a lot of this is just allowing the past to fall away. And because you want to manifest a really good future and a really long-term 10 of Pentacles type of future with somebody who gets you, somebody who cares about you, somebody who understands the workings of your Leo personality and charisma and mind, right? All right, guys, have a wonderful February. If you want a personal reading, you can go to my website and get that. I love you guys so, so, so much. Thank you for all of the support. And I will be getting 2019 readings out. Hopefully I can do that before the end of January. Thank you for your patience on that. I know that it's been kind of, it's taking me a while to get those to get those out. So I appreciate your patience. I love you. Have a great February. Bye.